Miami visits Kansas City on Saturday evening. And man, I am so happy that this game is happening. The three most fraudulent teams in the NFL this season: the Dallas Cowboys, the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Miami Dolphins. I live in Florida as a Bills fan, and I fucking cannot stand Dolphins fans. Not because they like their team, but because of the absolute delusion that this team is so much better than they are. Now, the Chiefs are frauds, and I mostly blame it on Nick Wright. And just, no matter what, Kansas City's number one. Kansas City has a really solid defense, and they've turned away from being a high-flying team to a team that's going to play physical, and Mahomes is going to have to be extra good with maybe not the amount of weapons he used to have. Still ask Kelsey, even though Kelsey plays like he's more injured than he gives off. Miami had a hard, devastating game against Buffalo after a tremendously devastating game against the Ravens. Now they go to very cold Kansas City, and if they win, they're rewarded with a trip to play. Most likely, they would have to go to Baltimore, which sucks as well. I think the Chiefs are going to win. The Chiefs know how to defend Tyreek Hill. Their defense is solid. They played very well in the first game. Their offense didn't play that great. I think that they're going to be a little smarter and probably pull away in the end, but it could be a one-score game that's decided in the last seconds as well. I wouldn't be surprised either way, but I have Kansas City winning this. Let's just say the NFL is 100% legit, which we all know it's not. If the NFL is 100% legit, I still see Kansas City winning this game. Be that as it may, I don't think the league wants to see Josh Allen versus Tua in Buffalo. I think they want to see Patrick Mahomes have to travel to Buffalo for a divisional round game. A couple years ago, they had that crazy divisional round game, but every time recently Buffalo's had to play Kansas City in the playoffs, it's always at Arrowhead. And for a while, every time that Peyton Manning and the Colts had to play Tom Brady and the Patriots, they had to go to Gillette in the playoffs. And then, I think it was 2006, all of a sudden, now the game went to Indy. The AFC Championship game got shifted to Indy. New England jumped out to a huge lead. Colts came back and ended up winning that game. It was a fucking crazy game. I think they always say history never repeats itself, it just rhymes itself. Obviously, Mahomes and Allen are not Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. But they're different versions of what the league promotes as the top quarterbacks in the league. I don't think Josh Allen is a top quarterback in the league. I think at times he plays at the top level of the league, and he's hindered by his idiot decision making, which gets him a little bit further down. But he still has that part where he goes on these crazy runs. And I think the league has enough faith in Patrick Mahomes to go into Buffalo, and if Josh Allen comes out hot and is diming everybody, somehow the league believes that Mahomes will be able to match it, even though he doesn't have the weapons he did a few years ago. I think the league thinks they'll make more money with that game, so I wouldn't be surprised if you see a little bit of shenanigans from the refs at the game in Kansas City. But even if there was referees who were born and raised in Miami and were paid by Miami, the Chiefs, I think, would still win that game. I think Miami's fraudulent because they're not as good as they think they are. I call the Chiefs fraudulent because I think they're not as good as Nick Wright thinks they are. Regardless, I think that after Saturday night, Kansas City's going to be packing for Buffalo. And just like I've been trolling all of the Dolphins fans on YouTube, leaving comments saying I work at an exclusive golf club in Miami, and the Dolphins players are already making reservations for next week because they know it's over. That's my prediction. See you on the other side, fuckers.